Well, howdy there, Internet people. It's Bo again. So, today we are going to talk about Texas and Paxton and the proceedings. And in the process, we're going to learn a little bit about information consumption and how to alter an assumption that people like to make when they're trying to develop an analysis. And when they do that, it often impacts their analysis. Okay, if you have no idea what I'm talking about, the Attorney General in Texas is facing impeachment proceedings. These have been going on for a while, and currently the Attorney General is kind of suspended from office type of thing. Okay, when this happened, this process was initiated by a bunch of Republicans, and it kind of came out of the blue. There were a lot of people wondering why. Why did Republicans in Texas, a place where Republicans are definitely known for not holding their own accountable, suddenly decided to with a very high-profile person? On May 28th, I put out a video talking about this. And it boils down to assuming that we don't have all of the information. Laid out three possibilities, and the most likely was that we didn't have all of the information, and those people who initiated these proceedings, well, they know more than we do. And that's probably the reason. Generally, when people are doing analysis, they like to assume that they have all of the information. You probably don't. You almost never do. And sometimes that missing piece of information, well, it is critical. Okay, so what's the news? A federal grand jury in San Antonio is calling witnesses. What are they looking into? Paxton and his ties to an Austin-based developer. It is worth noting that developer, a Mr. Paul, has already been indicted by the feds in a separate case. So, the idea that they knew something that we didn't, and they were trying to get out in front of it, well, it makes a whole lot more sense now. That definitely lends a lot of credibility to that idea. Now, I think the impeachment trial begins in the Senate on September 2nd or 5th, somewhere in there, early September. Let's do it that way. Now, at this point, as far as the reporting about the federal grand jury, nobody's commenting. Nobody's commenting. Not the attorney, not the U.S. Attorney's Office, not Paul. Paxton's team, all they said is that they have not received a target letter. So they have not received a letter from the feds saying, hey, we're looking into you in a criminal matter. That was the only comment they made. I am going to guess at this point that there were people who were instrumental in the initial impeachment proceedings that knew this was coming. Now, as far as what the allegations are that they're looking into, that the federal grand jury is looking into, we don't know yet. But they could be pretty substantial, and this may be the Republican Party's way of distancing themselves from whatever scandal may be uncovered by these proceedings. When you come across something weird in politics, assume they know something you don't. Just make that assumption. Politics, once you understand how it works, it's normally pretty predictable. Anything that is outside of the norm, just assume that the people who are deviating know something you don't. This assumption has never let me down. Anyway, it's just a thought. Y'all have a good day.